like it. I like it, Deron. I like it too. I like the mellowness. I said it's like in an encouragement song with a sexiness tone. Who's Dan? Lizzie. Oh, fam. Okay. Yeah, I should have figured that was fam. Ain't nobody here named Dan. Who's Dan? Anyway, don't matter. Welcome. Welcome. Come on. Trying to get the YouTube, the camera. There you go. A little lighter.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. Okay. Come on back to YouTube. Let's go. Out of here. Thank you. There you go. Now we're live. And people are coming in the room. So Lindsay's here. Welcome. How you doing? Make sure you share. Lindsay, can you share the Kiana? She asked a couple of times when we go live. Just to be sure. Um, yeah. So this camera's bent down too much. I'm sorry, guys. I'm making adjustments in real time. Bring that one up, and then bring this one down. There you go. I like that. Good. Good evening. How you doing? And welcome. Good to have you here. It's a pleasure to meet with you again. It's been crazy because I've been on live like almost every day in the School of Mentors. And they have the lives and they go into like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, like literally say like 5 hours on. So I'll do like my live here, then I'll leave here and go into that live, and that live goes on. But amazing. Um, I think I said to you guys that I said I believe before I even leave for the trip or before or while I'm there that I'm going to probably get a call. And literally the host of the room, the head of community, said last night, yeah, I'm talking to them about having you come on and hosting a live. So I'm just interested to see how that goes and what that looks like. Um, but it's interesting how fast it's growing, how fast I'm growing in that community. But more important than that is the opportunity that I'm getting, one, to help people, and two, to sharpen my skill. This room is serving as a phenomenal testing ground for me to be in the School of Hard Knocks and just be invited every time I come in the room to speak. And what's crazy is not only is it sharpening my ability and helping me gain confidence with a bunch of strangers and talking to people I don't know, which is phenomenal. It's giving me exposure. The I put the poster up for the book with the QR code, and they pinned it, and let it be shared. People have already gone in and bought books and stuff. Um, I'm seeing, I mean, just the move of God and just the fact that he came out and said, "Yeah, I'm submitting you to the." Oh yeah, don't forget Amanda, Lindsay. If you did work already, getting TED Talk ready. Yeah, well, you know what? I'm not as excited about TED Talk as you may think, Devon. And I'm tell you why. Well, number one, they don't pay, but number two, yeah, it doesn't have the. Uh, I'm not. I don't see the microphone for the. Oh, you don't have the microphone. Yeah, it's not even. I hope they're getting it because it's probably they. Are they hearing me
Yeah, we can still hear you.
on YouTube? I don't think so because the thing is plugged in and there's no microphone. Okay, you're going to hear me now. I think if it's connected. Let me see. Let's turn the mic on.
It's my fault. Sorry about that.
Okay, I don't see the needle moving while I'm talking at all. As is this one on? Is the receiver on? You have a transmitter, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't see any movement, so I don't know if the receiver is on. Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not on.
Well, we can hear it for some reason.
Okay, I guess you can.
See?
You hear me on YouTube?
Yeah.
You hear me on YouTube? Okay. You hear me better because the microphone is on. Hey, it's going like triple. It's doing like a groove. Okay, so now everything is right now. That sounds great. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Now I'm learning. I'm learning the mixing and how it works and what doesn't work, and so it's working out really good. So back to school. The opportunity to share, to get my chops up. TED Talks, as you said. I'll definitely do a TED Talks, but I'm not as excited as I am about TED Talk as I am about getting around the school and even being able to host class because that's credibility and that's definitely documentation of who I am, what I do, especially if I'm speaking in the school. By the way, make sure we send that letter to Edwards to find out that she watched the video and get the clips out from when I'm speaking.
She did.
She did?
Yes.
Nice. And
We
and-
have them.
okay, from school, not from
From
Omar.
school.
And then there's the Omar video.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, so people now talking to me, want to interview me as a result of being on there. Comments are going up. They're looking and finding me. I don't know how. I have to look into it. Lindsay probably would know because she's the search master. But people from School of Hard Knocks are finding me on LinkedIn and follow me. And it's crazy because on school I'm WD. So I don't know what they're putting in LinkedIn to find me. Um, Maybe author and all that stuff. I don't even know if LinkedIn is updated yet with the bio. But nonetheless, this is a season of doors opening greatness. Word travels fast on the internet. Well, it's crazy because definitely the people that I've been, reaching out to me and I've been talking to, some of them are here. Got one guy from Mumbai who's always in touch with me, a couple of them. Um, Armenia, it's around the world already, in terms of the relationships that's being created. And I already have established a reputation. And when the head of community, which I can show you the text messages or not the text message, the inboxes, where he's saying, you got a word of wisdom and a great voice, meaning not the sound of my voice, but what I have to say and how I help it. He said, I'm going to help you set up your own school account. We got to get you out there. And just that love and that respect is beautiful. I'm finally doing what I know I'm kind of born to do. Um, Still want to do music too, but being able to get out there and talk and do what I'm doing this way, I'm kind of liking it. I want to see what it turns into. Truthfully speaking, I don't want to be ultimately a traveling speaker. I want to be the one who sets up the seminars and brings the speakers in, and I'm the final speaker. But bringing in different speakers from around to come in and talk and being a part of the bigger events. like a Tony Robbins or a Grant Cardone, and all that's happening. That's that's mine. I visualize it. I see it. I know it. I'm manifesting it in my conversation before the Lord, and the Lord is like, "It's about time. I've been waiting for you to show up." So, one thing I know about when I say manifesting is not me thinking I'm speaking something there by making God move. God has put this plan in earth in the world before the foundation of the earth. I'm just finally lining up with it, and that's something to think about. As I said, Amen. Yeah, Amen, 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 Amen. This destiny has been calling me for a long time, and people have been saying for a long time, get out of this room. You got to get out this room, and I was saying, get out the room and go where? Because again, I was great at pushing other people, but not so much myself. And even now, no, I'm not pushing myself. My queen is pushing me, and God's pushing me, and I'm just, like I said, I'm just aligning with what always was, and that feels nice. It's nice. It's nice. Um, Talk to me if you want to come in the room. Talk to me. Tell me where you are. Tell me how your day went. Tell me how what you're up to, um, or just put it in the chat if that makes you happy. Happy. What's going on? My motivated in half. How you doing, Michelle? So, um, like I said, when I get off of here, I usually go over to the school. And last night, like I said, I had to say, okay, guys, I'm leaving the room. Kai turned the host, I keep calling him the host, but the director, coordinator of schools, School of Hard Knocks, lives and meetings and that, and he turned it over again, and he left. He said, I gotta go. But last night or this morning, right? I preached the gospel. I shared the word. We were talking about positive. We were talking about faith, going forward, believing, pursuing dreams. But man, I preached a word, and it was received very well. And in that community, they let me be me, and they encouraged me to be me. And again, the head of the community, he's Buddhist, but he is so like open. And he says, you explain the Bible in a way. He even made a comment. He said, I'm not against being Christian. I mean, if it's shown to me in a way that's convincing, I'll have a problem with it. And I was like, yeah, yeah. But his integrity and his commitment to truth and what's real to me, I was telling Nelly, the people in this room act more like believers to me than most believers I've seen. And I mean, correction, oh my God, taking it. Direction, taking it. Like hungry, for WD and the anointing on WD, and constantly saying the wisdom that's on you, which is the word that was prophesied. The wisdom, people come from all around the world and all over to hear your wisdom. And watching how fast it's manifesting. But it took forever because it took me forever to line up, not because, in God's time, yeah, no, don't put that on God. I know for me, for years, I really ran from the greatness. I accepted a level of greatness and I laid hold to that, but I didn't really want the extent of what I knew I was called to. To me, I've always kind of shied away from fame. I'm always kind of shied away from wanting to be big and on these platforms and all over the world. Like, that's not something, that's the kind of attention that I really did not want. But I'm loving, let me see what you said down there. He says, he's going to end up giving his life to Christ. But yeah, he's at the door, and like I said, he's going to connect with me, one-on-one, help me set up my school account. But yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and the willingness that we're getting of people who want to help is it's crazy. It's crazy work, as you would say. I think it's crazy work. But yeah, he absolutely he's yeah. Let's give God a hand for that. Absolutely. So how you guys doing tonight? Tell me how you're doing. You listen to me talk, but how you doing? Let me see who else is in here. Make sure I got everybody. Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. I acknowledge everyone. Great. How you doing tonight? Tell me how you're doing. Tell me where your is. And just and thank you again for the gifts. Thank you for the gifts. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. We're gonna get on in to it. It's funny being in that room and everybody's talking, and everybody's got so much to say, and everybody got questions. Just the conversation, and I'm watching. I'm in a room full of people, and I'm gonna tell you which makes it different. And I'm expecting that for vision builders as well. I'm in a room full of people that they're there because they want to be successful. They're there because they want, to launch their businesses. They're there because they want to be great at what they're doing, and they're there to be corrected and taught and guided in the direction of greatness. So it's a very interesting room and a very interesting conversation because you still got people there with their egos and stuff, but um, Kai allows me to shut the mess down. He'll even turn it over to me and like, okay, WD, what you want to say about this? Because he knows I'll come in and put a stop to the BS like real quick. So and I'm noticing he's starting to be a little more aggressive with shutting down the crap. He even told somebody last night, which was hysterical. I was like, ooh. He said, bro, I love you and I understand what you're saying, but this sounds to me like a bunch of BS. He said the words, though. He didn't say the letters. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay. he's getting a little gangster with it. And so it's like, but then I'm getting the mellow from him. Like I'm seeing how gently he handles everybody. But yeah, he's really definitely getting really sharper and shutting down the BS. So yeah, this is phenomenal. Let me see. So listen, what's that? Have we done that? I don't know if you're staying, but if you are, you're welcome. You're here for something great. You're gonna learn some things that's gonna be helpful for your life, for your dreams, for your business, and for everything else that that pertains to life. Just me growing down in the school of hard knocks and being already brought up into leadership, and I know it's coming. I know that what's happening here is I am giving people voice and strength to step out and pursue the dreams that they were built to create and achieve. And I know it can be done because I've done it. And to see, also you know them, Dynamic. Great. Well, that's good to know. Well, welcome. So we're gonna talk about, as we've been talking, what do you do when you're in between who you are and who you are becoming? And that transition for a lot of people is a place that they don't come out of. A lot of times they go running back to who they were because who they're becoming is not accepted by the people they understand and already know. And I want to make sure I lay that out as a foundation. Who you're becoming does not line up with the people that you're constantly or presently with or constantly with. And for you to become who you're supposed to become, there's usually a kind of a desert season where you got to walk away from everything to walk into what you're called to be. And one of the things that continued to come up last night was that, like, as I'm becoming this new person, like what happens to my old life? Well, you gotta put it under, you gotta unalive it. You gotta watch how I say stuff on TikTok, right? You gotta put it underground. So what I'm seeing is, in the process of becoming who you are, and stepping into something strange, I heard. I'm trying to remember the speaker's name. I like to give credit to people who say stuff, but he said, if you look at the 5 people you hang with, you're looking at what your life is and what your life's going to become. The 5 closest people to you are the definition or the description of what you're going to be. Oh no, I'm gonna be great. I'm gonna do great things. Not if the 5 people around you are not already doing it. You know, he said the 5 people closest to you around you, look at them, because where they are is defining your destiny. I'm changing the quote a little bit, but that's what it ultimately means. So that's one of the reasons why I love getting in the room, because I'm surrounded with a bunch of people that even 7 figures already, or 8 figures, and then they bring people in the room that's billionaires. And the guy who created the soda poppy and sold it to Pepsi for $4 billion, something like that. These are the people that I'm now in the room with, I'm talking to and having a conversation with, and I'm loving being, even though it's on a Zoom, I'm loving being in the room around that energy and that personality, and that's what I've been looking for. And so I'm finding it, or people who are working to get there. So let's talk about it. Um, and if you have any questions or any comments before I get started with my notes, go right ahead. We covered a bunch of points. I'm not going to go over them again. I'll just give you a headline of each point. We'll go back. You can go on YouTube and see it, the whole video. Excuse me. So I'm not going to read the bullet points. I'm just going to read the main notes. Yeah, we're on 6. We're on 6. We're going to 6. So just number 1 is acknowledge the in-between season. I won't read the bullet points in it. I'll just read the topics. Number 2 is understand the ground. Understand the ground. Yeah. Laughing at myself. Understand that growth feels like loss, which is what I just said. Understand that growth feels like loss. Resist the urge to go back is number 3. Resist the urge to go back. I touched on that. So we keep going. Number 4 is give yourself permission to not have all things figured out. Give yourself permission or grace to not have it all figured out or make mistakes. We had a young man on the last night, very nice young brother, Nicholas. And he was 350 pounds. Now he's like down to 180 and he ripped. And he was talking about his process. He kept saying, I want to, train people, and but I don't have any customers. And he was, feeling concerned. And of course, people got, I don't have a license, I don't have this, I don't have that. I said, dude, my first 7-figure business proposition for me was real estate, and I never went to school for real estate. I don't have any real estate licenses, and I'm doing deals. I'm about to do one now. So you don't have to have license. You just have to have, a grip on what you do and people who believe in what you do that want to, pay for your course. But he was starting his courses up a little high, and I was saying, yeah, you need to try to get a bigger following of the little guy before you start going for all the big guys. Still go for it, but give yourself another regular package that works for the average Joe. Building the credibility. So anyway, I'm gonna stay on that. So give yourself permission to not have it all figured out. So number 5 was stay committed to the vision. I'll go over that a little bit, and we'll just shoot through 5 through 10. And 6 is guard your mind and environment. So these points are a little bit quicker, but I'll go through them. You guys are welcome to invite yourself into the room if you want to, and even starting out if you like. Nelly or Dynamic will let you in, and I'm going to go on to some stuff. First, let me know, you guys, are you ready for what's about to go down? Are you here to win? Let me know. Who's here to turn their life around drastically, become something bigger than they've ever become so far? Let me know you're here. Let me know you're in the room. Just put something. Yes, I see a yes from the Queen. Queen says yes. Let me know. Are you here for greatness? Are you here just to hear me talk about greatness and what I've done. Because, if that's all you had to do is hear me talk about it and live vicariously to me, you crazy. Because I ain't giving you none of mine. No, my brother, you got to get your own. So I was born great. Ooh, bars. Bars. And you know what? You're right. You're telling the truth. We all were. Our alignment is usually what the issue is, not where we have what we haven't become. It's usually because of alignment, because of us not lining up. Just like, me now going into speaking and writing books and all the stuff that I'm doing right now. This is something I was called to do years ago. I just ran from it. Model motivator says me. Yeah, facts is for show, for show, for show, for show. All right, good. Let's get it in. So only what I didn't get all my people saying it was them. So a few people know, not you. I want to know everybody if this is who you call to. I'm gonna get it in while you put it in there. Let it be known. Let it be known. You hear the tape was yours. All right. So let's get that out of here. I don't want that in the way. Thank you. 'Cause I don't want the screen to turn black on me again. So stay committed to the vision. 5, right? Point 5. Even when you can't see the full picture, trust that what you felt when you started is real. Trust what you felt when you started. Don't get sidetracked where you came from. It's always trying to call you back to mediocrity. And it may not be mediocrity in the real sense of the word. And I want to be careful about that because people, like I have a level of success. And it's very easy if I keep looking at people who's less successful than me to think that I don't need to go further or try to rest where I am because and people say, yeah, but you look how far you came. And you gotta be careful with that. It's like, yeah, but forgetting those things that are behind you, press forward to the mark of high calling. That's not just bad things, that's also the good things that I've done. What the things that I've accomplished yesterday, I accomplished yesterday. That doesn't have anything to do with what I'm called to do today. That's huge, that's big, and that's important to keep that in your mind and in your forefront of your mind all the time. You know, that's why I said there's 5 people you surround yourself with. If you consistently put people around you that's not as successful as you, it's very comfortable and very easy to remain complacent where you are if nobody around you is forcing you to be greater or better. So take that. Your future requires a vision and a version of you that is still developing, and that's one of those touchy spaces because what you desire to be requires something that you haven't become yet, and that's what makes it uncomfortable. That's what makes a lot of people quit because they look at themselves and say, "What I am is not that, and I don't know if I could ever be that." Well, you can be if you keep walking toward it. It's a matter of time. I put this in the post today. Something I heard somebody say. You take forward motion even if it's at the pace of a snail. You still just keep going forward. Eventually, you get there. So the future requires a version of you and a vision from you that doesn't exist right now. And that is can be intimidating because you know what you're not sometimes. But even if you don't know that you're not that, you can focus on what you know you're called to be. And that will get you eventually believing that you are what God has said and what you know in your inside. So hold on to that. Keep showing up as the person you're becoming, not the person you are. Keep showing up as the person you're becoming, not the person that you presently are. So or were. So I'm gonna give you an example of that. Okay, now this for you, right? So certain way you dress like a hairdresser. You wear dark clothes. You did your hair the easiest way you can, do a wig, whatever. It'd be nice, but still, when we go out, you throw on your t-shirt, some old jeans or whatever, and you were comfortable. And now all of a sudden, you're dressing like an entrepreneur. You're buying nice clothes, you're getting nice shoes, you're wearing your hair totally different. Everything about you is speaking to you becoming and showing up as the person you're becoming, not the person you were. And just I can see in her energy, her body language, and everything about her. She feels prettier. She feels more empowered. She feels more, excited about who she is and what she looks like and how she's representing herself. And you can see it. The whole swag on her when she walks around is different. Not that she wasn't gorgeous before, but it's not about being gorgeous. It's about the energy of the successful person, the next person, the new person, the person you are to become. That person looks different than the person you were. And so you show up the way you know you're supposed to be, the person that you're becoming, not the person that you were. Okay? Won't stay long on that. Did you get that? That's says so true. Um, Let me see. Done that says yes. You sound like someone I need to connect with. Yeah, well, that's why I'm here. Hey, come on now. This is what I do. It's what I do, and I do that for you. This is what we're here for. And, as I'm growing and as my book is starting to take off, and I'm getting more speakings. You know, it ain't gonna be long before I'm in a whole different stratosphere. I'm already there. I'm showing up already as the person that I'm supposed to be. But we'll talk more about that later. Um, so watch this. Number 6, guard your mind and environment. Guard your mind and environment. Now, this is a responsibility. Bible says, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issue of life. So how do you guard that? You put a wall up around the BS. You keep things and people away from you that can cause you harm. Now, I know sometimes we don't want to just, cut our family off and do stuff like that. I understand that. But you can limit the access. You have to decide what takes up the majority of your time, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotion. Scripture says, be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners. I don't care if it's family and all that. If you stay around people that have the small thought or a smaller thought than yours, then you're going to be stuck in the same thing. So I tell people, I'm not saying cut your family off, but you can start to limit your access to people that are not where you want to go. You have to put yourself around environments and conversation that sounds different to you. So I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna give you like a kind of humorous point, but a serious point. First time I started working, I was going to this church, and they were Kenyan, African, and I believe this is where God told me to go. But I was like, God, I don't even know what these people are saying. The accent was so strong, the way they spoke. I was like, I don't know what these people are saying. I don't want to be around these people. Can I just go be around some English people, speaking people? God said, no, you stay here. And after a while, I started understanding what they were saying. I understood how they phrase and pronounce words. And it even though people I would try to bring to church with me, they would say, yo, bro, I don't like your church. I don't like the people. I don't understand what they're saying. I understood what they were saying. I was around it. So my point is, when you get around successful, wealthy people who speak about money and finance, and they don't speak about money like I got to get this money, I got to get this paper, I got to pay these bills. They don't talk like that. They talk about destiny and what the next step is. They talk about what the next conquest is, what their vision is, what they wish to accomplish. They talk about their purpose. They talk about why they believe they're here on this planet. Especially when you get to people who are already successful and older, they don't talk about, yeah, man, I got, I'm saying I got to get this. I want to get this new rollie. They don't talk like that. They talk about what's the next conquest, what's the next territory they're going to take. And this is different kind of energy and language. And that's why people get on the news and they'll see people that are super successful and poor people don't like them. Just don't like them. And by the way, please be ready for people not to like you when you become successful. Because your old friends and family and power folk, they not gonna like you because they don't understand you anymore. You think you better than us. No, I don't think I'm better than you. I'm just not you. our communication has changed. We're different. So, it's something to think about. People get uncomfortable, and I'll say this. I see you're saying, getting there, say, yep. She said, done that, said, already done that, and yep. Um, Good evening, Amanda. Welcome aboard. And Devon says, amen. Let me explain something to you.
Mr. Trayvon Parker came in.
Okay, who?
Mr. Trayvon.
Trayvon, still here? Yeah, I usually wait a minute to see if they hang. Sometimes people pop in, they pop right out.
Okay.
So I ain't trying to give you no clap if you just walked in the room. You gotta stay in the room a little bit. Oh yeah, no, he's here. He stays, Mr. Hawker. What's going on? How you doing? Good to see you. Let me say something to you. And I've seen this by experience. When you become successful, when you move up the money bracket, my daughter gonna laugh at this, but this guy did something where he took, didn't give her the money that was deserving of her. And it wasn't a lot, it was about $10. But I saw him today, and the conversation began to come up, and I told him, "Why don't speak to him? Why don't come around here? I ain't got no beef with him. I'm speaking to him there. I'm good, but I don't keep company with you because you did something trifling for $10. No, I'll never do that. All the money I make. Well, finally, I got my daughter on the phone. He kept saying, "No, call her because I don't think that's right." I'm not. It's right. She said you did it. My wife said you did it. My granddaughter saw it. Everybody saw what you did. It was trifling for $10. But no, I would never do that. And so got her on the phone. She talked to him. He's like, "Yeah, listen. Well, I could cash do that right now. I could cash out it right now." I said, "You keep telling me how much money you got. I'm standing right here next to you. You can give me the $10. I can give it to you. Why you got to go to it? Oh, I ain't, it ain't in my cash app yet." Again, you're not here. So here's my reason for making this point. This is me close. When you start to grow into who you're supposed to be, it's troubling to people who's already settled in what they feel they have to be, because you're like a flashlight in their eyes. You succeeding shows them their failure or their lack of ambition. You being driven shines a spotlight on their mediocrity. So their frustration is not necessarily with you, but it's their frustration and their anger with you is in the fact of what you're revealing that they don't want to see or are not ready to see. And that is something you need to understand. And they're haters, they're just haters. Well, haters of you or haters of themselves or both. Because sometimes they're haters of the fact that you making them see that they're not accomplishing anything. Still a hater nonetheless. But I just want you to understand the reasons. It's not necessarily all the time about you, but it's about what you expose in them. I think that was a good one. I'm going to give myself a clap for that. So you still have a lot of them. Yeah, and the more you succeed, you're going to see more of them. I love to give this analogy. I give it a million times, but I'm going to give it again tonight. So here's how I see success. Hey, Ruth, welcome into the room. I see you here. We got a nice little room tonight. So listen, I see success like this, like a pyramid, right? That's the shape of it, right? I'm not holding up the rock, right? But that's the shape of it. On the bottom of the pyramid, it's wide. And if you picture it with people, so let's say it's you and all the people that's around you, every time you move up a level in your success, that room gets a little narrower. People get cut out. You go up a little higher, more people get cut out. The closer you get to the top, the fewer people get to go up there with you. And most people get hurt or fail. They keep feeling that they need to go back down and try to save the people below. They don't belong up there. They're not ready for that. No disrespect to them. They're not ready for that. They don't want that. So they want to come up there on your back, but they're not willing to do the work that you do. And sometimes you have survivor's guilt, and you think because you win, you now, oh, now I'm going to go back to my hood and show the people.
Yeah, but you know what usually happens that goes back when you go back to your hood? Same thing that happened to little brother Nipsey, right? You keep going back to your hood. No, you gotta get out of there. I'm gonna go back and say that yeah. So many of them young rappers got taken out in their own hood, going back, trying to still be down with the peeps. You can't do it. You can't do it. I love that. Done that, so they're not ready to breathe that air. Bars. Bars. They're not, I like that. They're not ready to breathe that air. That atmosphere is too thin for them. Yeah. That takes special lungs. I like that. I like that. I'm stealing that, bro. I'm taking that. That's good. I'll make sure I mention you in there. they're not ready to breathe that air. I love that. That's a good one. Okay, so guard your environment. Guard your mind, guard your environment. Not everyone will understand this new version of you. And it's not your job to try to make them understand. If they wanted to understand, they would ask. People will sometimes ask you questions not because they want to grow, but because they want to challenge what you believe. You don't have time for that foolishness. Be mindful of the voices that they try to put back into you to get you back into your old patterns. Again, like I said, you have to limit the access. You have to cut everybody off. That's family, whatever, but you have to limit their access. They're going to say stuff and they're going to say you can't, and all you care about is money. Oh, really? That's the problem, right? Let me let's take this with you. I've heard this several times from family members. All you care about is money. You don't care about nothing but money. And I was like, why do I need to care about money when I have it? You don't have it. You're the one who care about it. And the reason you're upset about it is because I'm not giving it to you or not giving you what you think you're entitled to. But people that have money, money is not their only concern. They have money. Broke people care about money all the time, not people who have money. I'm gonna give myself a hand clap for that. That's dope. People that are successful, and I know people now. I only know a couple of billionaires, but I know millionaires and 7, 8 figure. I know one 9 figure, and they don't talk about money like that. They're not caught up in money, but everybody around them is, and they feel like they're entitled to it. Wealthy people are not worried about money. All you think about is money. No, that's what you think about. I think about destiny, and I think about what it takes to grow to the next level and what that investment entails to get me to that next level. And finances is involved in it. But no, I'm not caught up in money. I'm caught up in destiny. You caught up in money because you don't have any. And you can tell them that the next time they say that to you, you the one that got a problem with money. I have it. I don't have a problem with it. I have it. Whether it's a ton or enough to take care of your bills is what you have, and don't feel, apologetic for your success. Don't apologize to people for being successful. You earned that. They're not entitled to it because you earned it. So yeah. I'm gonna give myself a clap for that. There we go. Now, surround yourself with growth-minded people, even if it's a small circle. I don't care if it, like they said, you will look like in the future the 5 people you keep closest to you. You're gonna look like them. I don't care how you try to avoid it. The 5 people that are closest to you in your circle right now, take a good look at them, because that's who you're gonna look like until you change that circle. So lock onto that, okay? Surround yourself with growth-minded people, even if it's a small group. Point 7, focus on daily alignment, not perfection. And this is a conversation I have to have with my young entrepreneurs all the time. Alignment, consistency beats talent and beats drive. I see people, I'm driven, but are you consistent? When I go to the gym, I work out hard. How often you go? Twice a month. I'd rather take a guy who does a little bit, but he goes 4 or 5 times a week, over the guy who says I go hard once every 3 months. You follow what I'm saying? Consistency is the key to success. Not hard going, not not talent, not how many I read books. I know people say, oh man, I've read every book. I read this book. I read How to Grow Rich, How to Grow Smart, How to Grow Skinny, How to Grow Fat, How to Get Money, How to Hold Money, How to increase money, How to influence people. Like, okay, but when do you start doing that stuff? You're reading everything, but you're not becoming any of it. So you can quote points. And I run into people all the time and they're filled with wisdom, quote unquote. But every time they open their mouth, you're saying, oh, like such and such, or like this one always said, or like, that one always said, or like this one always said. But I'm like, okay, but what do you say? You keep telling me what everybody else says. What do you have to say? Stop giving me everybody else's quotes. What's your quote? Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't have time for that. Neither do you. All right, brother Trayvon. Bless you too, man. And see you next visit. See you on the next go round. Appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate you when you come in and show love, and it's awesome. It's awesome. Okay, so let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rocking. If you like what you're hearing so far, put a yes in the chat, or just a lot of times they say put a number 1 in the chat. Just if you like what you're hearing so far, if it's helpful to you, if it's eye opening, it's put a yes or 1 or something in there. Show me that you're with me. Show me that you got my back. I got your back. Love you guys. Let's get it in there. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, Queen, you putting like a 1 in there for everybody, huh?
No, just put 1.
Yeah, I know. You put 1, yes, 1. Good. That's good. It's all good. Give me a number 1 in the chat. Thank you. Thumbs up, something, smiley face, whatever. Just don't put the middle finger in there. Don't put that in there. Even if that's what you feel, don't put that in there. That laugh thing is wrong. Okay. Okay. So focus on alignment, not perfection. I've said it before, I said it again, I've heard this statement. This is not one of mine. I'll take forward motion even if it's at the pace of a snail. Any kind of growth is growth. You may not feel like you're doing enough and want to beat yourself up because you don't feel like you're doing all you can do. Do whatever you can, a little something every day toward it. You chip away at it sooner enough. And once you start to see momentum, then you'll naturally pick up momentum and do more once you start to see results. But if you drive yourself to wanting to see instant results and you get yourself frustrated because it's not moving fast enough, and then you quit, you give up. So please take my word for it. Just take small steps every day, little bites every day until you get to the level that you want to get to. Automatically, once you get in the habit of doing it, I remember this guy did this video and he was saying, matter of fact, I posted, he said he was like way overweight. He would go to the gym every day. He said he wouldn't go in. He would go to the gym every day and sit in his car, watch everybody else going and out doing phenomenal things. He was sitting there. And then eventually he started going inside. He would walk around and just meander around the gym and see people and talk to them. And he said, hey, what you doing today? Oh, that's good. Then he said, then he would go in some days, he would go in the sauna just so he could sweat. So he would walk around, people said, oh, you getting it in? He said, hey, you know how it is. He said, but eventually, because he put himself in that environment, he lost, I think, 40 pounds. Like, he got himself in shape. I just posted a video, which is doing pretty well, actually, with Trevor Noah. And he was saying he would hang around the college every day. And his mother told him, I'm so happy for you that you're hanging. And he said, but I'm not going to class, I'm just hanging out. And she said to him, yeah, but it's the people you're hanging around that has me excited. You're going to do well. And so just enjoy the process. Allow yourself the comfort, the peace, the grace to grow progressively. I'm going to say allow yourself the grace a lot because it's very important. Sometimes we are our own worst critic and we are so hard on ourselves and we quit out of our own frustration. And truthfully speaking, if we just did a little bit of it, we'll be okay. I hope this is helpful. Ooh, I'm glad I opened this thing just in time. They put that little puzzle up there and get ready to kick me out. They did that one time. Okay, do it again. Give me the puzzle one more time. Okay, there we go. Bam, okay. Yeah, you can't rush greatness. You know what I'm saying? But here's the great thing. Ms. Brown not getting caught slipping with that puzzle. Yeah, they got me the last time. Next thing we were all on, next thing you know, it just kicked everybody off. So yeah, I looked over, saw the screen was getting a little dark. I was like, oh, there we go. Okay, so we good now. Let's get it back in. And if there's any one of these points you want to ask me about, once we get done, you want to come in the room, you can ask me, throw it in the chat. We're going to finish this up. We're going to get through here. Ask yourself daily, does this align with who I'm becoming? Ask yourself daily, not all day, every day, for starters, but begin to ask yourself, what am I doing today that aligns with what I'm becoming? Does this align with it or not? And if you find out you're doing more stuff that doesn't align than stuff that aligns, stop making the shift. It's not that complicated. I don't like trying to take anything and make it, you gotta work hard. That's not true. You gotta work, period. How hard you work may depend on how much faster you get there. But I'd rather you get there slower than frustrate yourself and not get there at all. So please, just take the steps. Steps are important. You got some new people in the room? Let me see who in here that I didn't see. No, they ain't telling me. Let me see. Oh, we got a few. Okay, well, they're here. So you're here now, and welcome to the room. You're going to learn something about success. You're going to learn something about success. I had the fortune to see 2 companies become 7-figure companies. I'm here teaching. Yes, that I worked with, either a partner or whatever. And I want to say that this is my opportunity to give back. I'm now a part of the School of Mentors, so I'm learning there.
Oh, and it's Tamara's son today.
Who?
She said, hi, Bill and Nelly. It's Tamara.
Oh, hey, Tamara. Tamara, our junior Tamara?
Her name is son today.
Okay, well, okay, Hey, it's Tamara. Hey, Tamara, what's going on? I was talking about you today. Somebody saw my ring and said, he said, did you get that from Kay? I said, we don't buy jewelry from Kay. I got a person that makes my jewelry. So, and here she is in the room. Welcome. So yeah, let's keep it running. Literally just today, Tamara. So let's just get back in here. Okay. So surround yourself with growth-minded people, even if it's a small circle. Now we're going to point 7 or part 7. Focus on daily alignment, not perfection. Or I went backwards. Becoming happens in small, consistent decisions. That's what I was just talking about. Just do a little bit every day. Don't drive yourself crazy. Don't beat yourself up. Ask yourself daily, does this align with who I'm becoming? It doesn't have to be every day, but it needs to be something. If your whole day is about things that don't align with who you're becoming, that's a problem. And you need to do something about that. But I'm just talking about growth, even if it's step by step. I'm asking you for some growth. I want to see some growth for you. Progress is built in the unseen moments. And I love that. When you put a seed in the ground, it's doing its work. You don't see it, and you don't have to dig it up, because if you do, you're going to take it out. So progress is grown in the unseen. Don't look for praise. Now, I'm going to give you a small example, but it's true. How many people you know, they go to the gym a couple of times. They decide to eat good for a few days. And you see I'm losing weight? No, I don't. And neither do you. And neither do your clothes. Stop lying. Just keep doing it until it's undeniable. Everybody sees it. You don't have to keep going up to people saying, I'm losing weight. Just do what you do. Same thing with success and wealth. You don't have to keep coming up every day trying to see if everything is working out right. You keep pushing toward it. Again, consistency beats aggression every time. Keep going forward, step by step, till you get there. Let's keep going. If you like what you're hearing so far, again, give me a thumbs up or one in the chat. Give me something, all right? So progress is built in unseen moments. Number 8, just because nothing looks like it's happening doesn't mean nothing is happening. That ties right into the last one. Just because you can't see it, don't mean it's not happening. But what I'm hoping is that you feel it before you start doing it, right? You like if you believe it and you have the seed, you don't have to see it. You know, Jesus said, "So you to Thomas, so that you see and you believe. Blessed are those who, even though they don't see, yet they believe." If you know that you're doing what you called to do, and you know that your intention is to reach your goal, you keep doing it even if you don't see it, and it will manifest itself that not only you see it, but everybody else. Transformation often happens internally before it shows itself externally. So, like I said, the way Nelly dresses now, the way Nelly wears her hair now, everything about her is different. She's walking now with a different kind of swag. Well, I have her put her in situations and had her around people, and of course, took her out and saying, "We got to get you to change your clothes because you got to stop dressing like a hairdresser. You got to dress like somebody who's a business owner." And just the whole energy is different. Her whole swag, the way she walks, the way she stands, everything about her now is different because of the environment that one I have her in, and two, because she is seeing now the ultimate goal, the ultimate destiny, not staring at where she is. So transformation often happens internally before you see it externally. You're going to start to feel right about it. It's going to, the vision's going to be clear to you. And I tell people all the time, it doesn't make a difference what I say about you. Even if I say great, positive things and compliment you, encourage you all the time. It doesn't make a difference if you don't say it. I can say it, a million people can say it, but it doesn't become real until you start saying it. Okay? Life and death is in the power of the tongue, and those who indulge it will eat the fruit thereof. Okay? Don't rush what's being built within you. I love this part. I shared this the other night in the School of Hard Knocks. I shared this revelation that God gave me a long time ago. It's just like I was going through some real struggles back in the day, and He gave me this vision. I was in a boat, and I had these oars, and I was rowing the boat as hard as I could, but the waves kept pushing me back toward the shore as I kept trying to come out. They kept pushing me, and I'm rowing against the tide, and the tide keeps pushing me. And I just heard this voice say, "The Holy Spirit is like a wind. He goes where He will. He comes where He goes. He comes where He will. Where He goes, no man knows." And He said, "Why don't you just throw out the oars and open up the sail, and let me take you where you need to go. Throw the oars out and let's open up your sail." And so you don't have to rush with being built within inside of you. You don't have to do that, because if you just trust the flow, you'll see it happen. Anxiety doesn't do anything but make you dread a journey that may be a beautiful journey. Anxiety doesn't serve any purpose. There's nothing good that comes from it. Yeah, but I'm struggling with my bills and I don't know what I'm going to do. And being anxious about it is helping how? Explain to me how the anxiety is helping you in this process. Because you're not solution oriented, you're problem oriented. I talk to people and they can explain their problem thoroughly, and I'm like, only if you can explain your solution or your plan to come out half as good as you can break down your problem, you would go a lot further in life. You've dedicated a lot of time of sharing your problem, but have you ever sat down and broke down how your solution should work or what your solution should look like? Have you ever even sat down and imagined what victory on the other side would look like? Because if you did, you would push toward it. I like that. I'm gonna give myself a clap. I think I deserve that one. Do you agree with me? You think I deserve that one? I think I deserve that one. Okay, we're coming to the last couple of points. Embrace your new identity. Stop speaking, thinking, and moving like the person you're becoming. Stop thinking, speaking, moving like the person you're becoming. Well, I don't know how to do that. Then make it up. Picture the leader of the School of Hard Knocks, School of Mentors, he always says, picture and say to yourself, this is what my ideal life looks like. And he said, just take time every day, just picturing that. And then start moving like what that image looks like. What does that feel like inside? What does it look like in your mind when you picture it? We already know what your problem looks like. What does your victory look like? What does your destiny look like? Spend some time with that. Sit down and just kind of internalize what that looks like and watch how you naturally begin to move in that direction. Don't rehearse your problem so much. We already know what it is. And frankly, most of us are tired of hearing about it. So start speaking, thinking, and moving like the person you're becoming. Next point, identify and shift the foundation so that the change is lasting. Identify, shift your foundation, identify and shift your foundation so that your change lasts. Begin to again, see what it is, identify and make the mental and emotional shift in what your foundation should be for what you're building. So I'll give you an example. I remember when I had a house in the Poconos and we were putting in the garage, and they told me how much concrete had to be poured to support that. If I said to them, no, I want 5 stories, I want 10 stories, they would say, no, we can't do that with that foundation. We're gonna have to widen that foundation. We're gonna have to spread that out bigger to support what it is you're saying you want to do. So what am I saying to you? Let the shift happen inside. Start to visualize your layout. You think that's weird what I'm saying? Didn't God tell Abraham, go out and count the stars? See if you can number them, for so shall your seed be. What is he trying to do? He's trying to get him to visualize and see beyond his limitation. And I don't know if you ever tried to do that, but I remember when I was poor, I went outside and I tried to count the stars. And it's not possible. They keep moving. Like it looks like they're moving. So as you're trying to count them, and so I said, okay, so what he's saying is my greatness is bigger than I can count or even imagine. If I just allow myself to see that way. You like that? Speak like who you are becoming. That's right. That's right, Amanda. Dynamics is just was talking about that, not praising the problem. Come on, you guys. Get up in here and have them real conversations. That's what I'm talking about. Amen, right? Yeah, you're with me. Come on, let's get these last ones in. Let's bring it home. I hope you're having a good time. If you're having a good time, get in the comment in the chat and give me a number 1. If you're not receiving anything, give me a number 2. Let me know where you are. Thank you. Thank you, done that. Appreciate you. All right, let's get it in. So the last point in number 9, I want to say, you don't wait to become, you start being it right now. Don't wait to become, don't wait till the manifestation comes. Start being it right now. I'm a proponent of this. Not everybody is, but I am. Interview yourself. I do that. I literally sit down in the mirror and or just not in the mirror and just picture myself being interviewed by whoever I want to be interviewed by. And just having a conversation with them. And they'll say this, and then I'll say this, and they'll say this, and I'll say this. And I let my imagination run wild. I'll sit there. And you know what's crazy? Whenever you talk to or you see the parents talk about their children being successful or they're having very successful children, you'll always hear them say, oh, when they were children, they would be in the mirror holding the brush, acting like they were singing all the time. They would always like to put on clothes to play dress up and walk around and spin around. They're always, you can see that they're already in their imagination. Unfortunately, those parents didn't stifle that imagination, but kids already know to live it out, walk it out, have the fantasy, carry it through. That's something that should not be taken away from you when you're an adult. And if it was, go back and get it. It's very powerful to live out, to fantasize, to pretend that you are in that ideal place that you're supposed to be. Live through it, walk through it. I'm watching what's happening right now with my life. So much has happened for me in the past couple of months, which I won't get into now, but just aligning me with great next level wealth. That my goal is 8 figures this year. I won't get into the number again, but that's my goal, and I'm going to do it. I can see it, I can feel it, and everything around me is aligning with it. So, what's your story? You don't have to be 8 figures. It could be 6, but set a goal, set a number, and then talk about it to yourself. Dream about it. Have conversations with it. Let's do it. All right, let's keep going. 10, our last points of the night. Remember, the space is sacred. Remember, the space that you're reaching for is sacred. Don't let people mishandle it. Don't let people disrespect it. Don't let people talk to you about it. And don't talk to people who don't have the ability or the capacity to hold that vision with you or have the conversation with you that you need to have. It's sacred. Treat it like it's sacred. Treat it like it's a real jewel. It's worth more money than all the money you have and any success you've had so far. Treat that space, that vision, that dream, that whole environment of who you're becoming, like it's sacred. Remember, this is what do you do when you're in between the place you were and the place you're going? That's what the topic is tonight. What do you do when you're in between those two spaces? So just to make sure we stay the thesis, this is what the point is. So watch this. The in-between is where clarity is formed. When you feel like you're not where you were, but you're not where you want to go yet, this is when clarity is formed. Shut your mind up. Quiet yourself enough to see and hear the direction. Like I said, I don't make decisions in emotion. I don't care good emotion or bad emotion. I don't feel if I'm excited or not. I want to be still long enough because when you got that, you only see one direction. When you quiet yourself, you start to see all other doors open up that you didn't even know were there. So in these times, in between time, the clarity of your vision is being formed. The stuff that you thought you had right but was wrong, you get to figure that out. Stuff that you had wrong but you thought was right, the stuff that you had right and you thought was wrong, all of that stuff starts to get clear after you sit back. Like I said, separate yourself from the moment, from the emotion, so that you can hear and you start to see things a lot clearer. It is where your character is being built, is where clarity is being formed, and where your next level is being prepared. Listen to me again. In this space, this sacred space I'm telling you to protect, is where your clarity is being formed, is where your character is being built, and where your next level is being prepared. Everything is being set up. There's another scripture says, before you build a house, you go outside and count the cost. Wise man waits outside, he counts the cost so that he doesn't stop building and wind up being unable to finish it and then look a fool. So this is where you sit back and you count the cost. This is where you don't have to tell everybody, especially don't go tell people that is not on the level of what you're doing. This is where you be still. This is where you don't go have a whole bunch of conversations with a bunch of people. This is where the character in you and the consistency is being born. This is where everything, the preparation, the groundwork is being done, the foundation is being poured. This is where you get it in this quiet space. So let me see what Dunlap says. Step out. God will take care of the rest. Yes, he doesn't call the qualified. Yeah, come on. He qualifies the call. You come in here dropping gems. Come on and drop that biblical science. This is the truth, though. So good, right? Amanda says so good. That's real good.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Our viewer said this is awesome.
Excellent. Excellent.
And then
That's what I do. Well, we're going to keep doing that then. If that's what you do, you keep doing that because your arrival going to be sweet. You're going to make it and it's going to come to pass. And as you continue to walk in that direction, just take a step by step by step, it's going to listen. Amen. Um, Somebody said, that's good. I'm so good. That's Amanda.
Tamara said, I'll look up.
I'll open it up. Let me go
Yeah,
ahead.
and then done that.
This is awesome. Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you. Up there. Queen is pulling me, catching me up. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Listen. So, closing notes. Don't rush in the middle. It's making you. You're not lost. You're becoming. Honor the process. It's producing the new you. I'm going to open up the room now for anybody who want to come in, ask questions, make comments. Like, especially you done that. You got some comments. So yeah, let's come on in the room if you want to come on in the room, and let's have a conversation. Before I have to get up out of here, I got to go jump in my School of Hard Knocks class. And well, it's not a class tonight. It's a new members, but they are. Yeah, you know how to write yourself. Hey now. Talk to me, done that. I see you in here. Talk to me. What's going on, brother? What's going on, my bro? How you do? Welcome up in here. Good to have you. What's going on?
Not much. Just put my daughter to sleep. But it was definitely needed to come up here and hear all this information.
Good stuff. I'm glad. Just tell me what spoke to you the most.
I mean, honestly, you're in between who you are becoming and who you used to be.
Mm-hmm.
That spoke to me. Because right now, I'm in school for cybersecurity.
Okay, nice.
And I'm a single father.
Okay.
So, in essence, I don't want to neglect my daughter, but I also want to finish this schooling so it benefits us both.
I'm gonna ask you.
And I was coming to the point where I was just like, man, it's getting rough. But I don't know. It happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason.
Okay, so this is good. I'm loving your vulnerability. First of all, thank you for that. That's awesome. Get a hand clap for that. So here's how I'm looking at it. Let me just put that. Boom. So you're in school now. The demand of school, you feel like it's kind of in a way, or could in a way, get in between you and raising your daughter as a single father, and you don't want that to happen. Okay, I say this to people all the time. Choose what's more valuable at the moment. I know that sounds kind of corny and common sense, but hear me out. If you ask your daughter what's more important to her, she would say you. A lot of times we think, well, I'm doing it for her. But if you're doing it for her, and I did this to my kids when I was young, and it wasn't good. I was busting my behind. I'd be in the studio all day. I'd be in the office all day. I would come home. And one day my daughter, Dynamic, said to me, you care more about this music business than you care about us. And that cut me to my heart. Like, I'm doing it for y'all. But it clicked for me later on in life. But for them, I didn't ask them what they wanted. I gave them what I thought they needed. You have to decide. You're grown. But here's what I would say. Then take less classes and stretch school out a little longer if you have to, so that it doesn't get in the way of you and your daughter.
I feel that.
What's, you understand what I'm saying? Somebody said this to me a long time ago and it clicked. I remember when my wife at the time was having our third kid, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to afford this. Somebody looked me in my face and they said, if you eat, they'll eat. Wow, Steve, what does that mean? But then I figured it out. Yeah, if I get by and I make it, they'll make it. Kids have this beautiful resilience that the things that make them happy are simple. You being in her life is the most important thing in the world. So go to school, do your study, do what you need to do, but don't let it get in the way of what's most important. Don't make that mistake. I made that mistake. You turn around one day and she's grown and you miss those moments. Just don't do it. And that would be my advice to my brother. And I hope that helps you.
Appreciate that, brother.
No problem, my man. No problem. And if you have any other questions, any other point you want to make, feel free. I'm here for you. Guys, where are you? I guess everybody, you're all in the place where you can't come in the room. Where you at? Don't be shy. Don't be acting like you're shy up in here. Model motivator audio. Where you at? Get up. Get your behind.
I would like to say something.
Okay, go ahead. Please say something.
Okay, so basically, I love the part in the book that talked about embracing your identity. Like saying start speaking it, thinking it, moving like you're already that person, the person you're becoming. I love that because it reminded me that you're righteous have to take it by force. So you have to step out there. Your mindset has to already believe it. You have to speak it out into the atmosphere, and then you just step out and start just receiving that identity shift. Like that's where the change really is happening in you. But going out there with that mindset, so everything has to change, and we have to stop, like you said, stop waiting, and just start being. I like that part. That stuck out to me. So that's why I'm sure.
Okay. Yeah, I heard the echo. So I turned the room speaker down, so she's like right across the room from me. That's awesome. You know, the amazing thing about walking out this process is this. You already are, if this makes sense, supernaturally, internally, what you're becoming. You already are. Devon says it's very noisy where he is. I figured that. You already are what you're becoming. It's just the alignment. So this is a revelation I got recently. There's a frequency that's set for you and all the people that are called to you. And they're waiting on that frequency for you to tune in so they can respond to your voice. Every step you take towards your greatness is not you becoming something, as we would say. It's you aligning with who you were called, who you were meant to be. That's always been there. That's always been yours. Done that, you don't know, but I'm almost 70 years old. So I've been around the block a few times. And I figured out some things. And what I figured out is, you hear older people say, man, I wish I knew what I know now and then. Well, I don't do that because I can't go back to then. And everybody before me said the same thing. So therefore, this is an ongoing phenomenon. Here's what I'm saying. You step into who you are Scripture says, forgetting those things which are behind, you press forward to the mark of the high calling. We spend so much time wishing we had done stuff, and that time would be better spent doing the stuff that we need to do. Can't change yesterday. You can change only today and tomorrow. So let's not regret. Let's walk in that. That's where power is. When you get my age, here's what you start to kind of come to the realization of. I say it, more years behind me than in front of me. So with that said, I don't want to spend any time on neglecting what I could have or should have done. Right now, it's about doing. For me and for you. What you say, DJ One? That did popping, damn heavy. Popping. I don't know what you're saying. I sent 300 comments to your life. Okay, now I'll send them comments. Appreciate all of that. So listen, if you don't have any questions, any comments, anything else, I'm gonna wrap this night up. Gotta go jump in the School of Hard Knocks. They depend on me over there. Like I said, they already announced that they wanna bring me. They want me to do like a class or mentor in the School of Hard Knocks. This is crazy, but I'm not surprised by it. I'm blessed by it. Blessed by it. And yeah, I'm glad this was inspirational. I'm looking at some of your comments. I'm seeing what you guys have to say. Amanda said, thank you, Nutty. That spoke to me as well. Yeah, thank you too, Amanda. Listen, this was good. I felt good about what I shared. I see the room is growing. It's going to keep growing. Like I said, sooner or later, very soon, you're going to come in this room and it's going to be like thousands of people in there. You know, if this is still the platform I'm using, I may eventually switch back to Zoom just so I can do, not the podcast, webinars, right? But for now, this is the home. This is where I am. This is where I'm settled. I think I'm still going to be doing some lives here. You know, I just like, you know, the atmosphere, being able to get in the room and have that real conversation with you guys. Very special. You guys are very special to me. It's been a phenomenal night. Oh, this is good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So listen, guys, as always, I love hanging out with you. I love chatting with you. I love, you know, sharing what's on my heart with you. And I'm glad to know that what you guys heard was great for you. Don't give up now. Don't give up. So I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight. Don't give up now. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next Tuesday. Don't give up right now. Great things are happening. Phenomenal things are happening. Because we're happening. Things are not happening to us. We are happening in the things that we're called to. So I want you guys to get ready for a phenomenal, great future that belongs to you. I curse and renounce fear, doubt, worry, hesitation, and anything that seeks to rise up against you. We're going forth to the destiny, and nothing's going to stop us. I'm ready. You ready? Let's grow. Love and blessings. Good night, fam.